While the campaigns of Halo usually involved central conflicts and locations pivotal to the future of the story, Halo's multiplayer maps are on the outskirts, taking place in the rarely explored corners of the Halo universe. If you ever stop to explore these maps, you'll discover the many stories they tell and the colors they paint the Halo universe in. I made a video a little while ago where I walked through some of my favorite Halo maps and the memories I have of them, and I thought it would be fun to do so again. I encourage you folks to give me your favorite Halo memories or favorite map details in the comments below, and with that being said, let's begin. High Ground was the first ever Halo 3 multiplayer map I played on. It helps that it's my favorite type of Halo map, asymmetrical design. The map is situated in what appears to be a very old military base on top of a hill that leads down to a cove. Perhaps the body of water out here is the same one connected to the beach at Last Resort. Back before I had Xbox Live and all I had was Halo 3's Forge, I would spend hours exploring every nook and cranny of some of these Halo multiplayer maps. And I'd sort of invent these little narratives based off of just the things that I found. A battle took place here not too long ago. A battle that seemed to have been won by the defenders, but at a great cost. We can see abandoned weapons and defensive positions littering the hill, including this sniper rifle abandoned in a cave over here. Whatever force invaded from the water pushed our heroes back, forcing them to give up their defensive positions and retreat further up the hill and behind the walls of their base. A hole was blown out of the side of this bunker, providing the attackers with an entry point which allowed them to go up the stairs and then take the Marines in the watchtower by surprise, leaving only their Spartan laser as evidence of their watchful sentry. A portable console can be found near some radios further back into the base. Images of a damaged Pelican can be seen on the monitor sometimes, perhaps suggesting that a call for backup was sent out and that the backup was shot down. These Marines would fall further and further back into the base, defending what the attackers were after: control of this anti-aircraft missile battery. A final stand took place here at the back of the map. An abandoned mauler positioned close to an exposed pipe suggests that maybe the attackers tried to flank through here, but were successfully held off. Due to the fact that the battery is still here and there's no occupying force in the multiplayer map, the defenders must have won this battle, but at the cost of their lives. Their escape vehicles are still in the garage, untouched. The equipment is exactly where it was left, and the radios still continue to send out distress signals until their power eventually runs out. Was this legendary conflict true? Probably not. Most of these things are just placed here by the developers for map design purposes. But when all I had was these maps to explore because I couldn't get into matchmaking, these are the stories I sought out. Shrine is a remake of a Halo 2 multiplayer map, Sanctuary, and unlike the Halo 2 map, this one doesn't seem to be located on a Halo ring. In fact, it's hard to tell exactly where this place is. Maybe this was by design. Impressive Forerunner towers dot the landscape, standing tall against the passage of time, except for this corner of the mountains where the multiplayer map is. Here, a stone mausoleum, a resting place for mysterious individuals, is allowed to become one with the nature surrounding it. You could mistake these for ancient ruins, but I believe nature's reclamation of these stone structures is actually a deliberate act by the ones who built them. In each of these temples is located a single artifact of Forerunner technology, a switch, and when triggered, this switch makes water flow from the temple and contribute to the natural streams that are forming around the ruins. The Forerunners built stone structures and then left behind devices that promote the overflowing of nature. Grass and vines grow all over. Insect ecosystems have begun to form. Strange alien birds make nests in the crevices, and water deliberately flows through the stone, encouraged by the maker's design. This tomb is designed to return those buried in it to the earth that they came from, allowing the dead to be washed over in new life, allowing them to give back to the cosmos that created them. Like High Ground in Halo 3, Boardwalk was my first multiplayer map played in Halo Reach if we don't count Forge World. Boardwalk is a ripped location from Reach's campaign, situated on a boardwalk in the besieged city of New Alexandria. The planet of Reach is a beautiful one, with mountainous valleys veiled in a sleepy mist. In a lot of ways it reminds me of the northern parts of the United States, such as Maine. The boardwalk has public benches for the elderly, public drinking fountains for those who didn't bring their own water on their trip, and viewmasters can be seen lining the walkways, allowing for scenic views of Reach's beautiful sky. Today, however, the sky is painted in a sickly red. The air is filled with the distant sounds of gunfire and screaming. A quick look around the boardwalk shows that the Covenant raiding parties have been through here, leaving plasma burns and scorch marks on the walls and ground. Over by the public restrooms, an unusual amount of mud and footprints can be found, survivors most likely trying to hide from the Holy Covenant and their righteous war against the human race. In a corner of the map here, we can see the remnants of one person's final stand, their magnum laying in the ground next to the plasma burns from the alien rifle that ended their life. A dark stain lines the storm drain, possibly the dried remains of their blood as it seeped into the sewers below. The bodies are gone, probably taken by the Covenant to feed the jackals and grunts. There's an eerie stillness to this place. A quick look under the boardwalk sees various city projects that will never be finished, left in a permanent state of disarray. The tram lines seem to be down, and a box of tools next to the console suggests that work was being done by city workers to get it up and running. Cables hang loose and exposed, probably in the middle of being switched out for more flattering ones as the underbelly was prettied up for public use. The boardwalks of New Alexandria were probably bustling with life once upon a time, the air full of laughter as kids play, partners go on dates, and the elderly admire the social atmosphere and feed the birds. But now, all that remains of life are the trees, and pretty soon not even those will be left standing. The sounds of the Covenant glassing beams draw near. The end of Reach is coming in hours, not days or weeks. By tomorrow, all that will be left of this place is dust and bones. Beyond the rim of our galaxy, on the surface of the Forerunner superstructure known as the Ark, exists Citadel. Citadel is a DLC map for Halo 3 and takes place in a Forerunner facility of unknown purpose. It's a beautiful environment, probably the prettiest Forerunner environment in the series, with lush bronze, golds, silvers, and blues, hallmarks of the Forerunner aesthetic. Sunlight bathes the empty halls in a soft glow, and the strong metal protects the interiors from the harsh winds and heat of the Ark's surface, leaving a soft hum as the only ambience heard. Forerunner fusion coils can be found on the walls, and the soft drone seems to imply a strong amount of energy flows through this place. When looking out the windows, you can see a metal track beginning at the base of the Citadel and then stretching far off into the desert, very similar to Epitaph, another Halo 3 map that I covered. Perhaps Citadel is an energy tower of some kind for the beautiful Forerunner Cathedral of Epitaph. I don't know, but there's definitely a story here. One of Halo 3's lost wonders was a level in which you would journey through an alien jungle on the Ark and awaken an ancient Forerunner machine called the Guardian. While the level may not exist now, its spirit still lives on in the form of a multiplayer map, appropriately named Guardian. Deep in an alien jungle on some far-off world exists a single Forerunner outpost built into the very bark of one of the super trees of this ecosystem. It speaks to the strength of Forerunner engineering that the metal only shows signs of some mold and rust after centuries of exposure to humidity and rain. The outpost may not look like much, but it still operates tirelessly to this day. The beautiful holograms still glow uninhibited, projecting symbols and runes whose meanings have long since been forgotten. Railings and walkways allowed passage between the different parts of the outpost for the beings that worked here. Forerunner lights provide a soft and comforting glow against the oppressive darkness of the jungle. The wildlife of the jungle seem to be less afraid of this structure now. Some birds are even seen getting a little bit close. Maybe in a couple decades we'll start to see some nests built here. In one of the rooms exists a mysterious spherical hologram. My theory is that this sphere is supposed to be the planet. There's landmasses on it, trees, forests, and what appears to be a mysterious energy emanating deep from within the planet. I wonder if Guardian was set up as an outpost by the Forerunners to monitor this mysterious energy. Whatever this station's purpose was is now redundant, and the outpost continues on. Guardian will soon become part of this planet's ecosystem. The vines and the flora will soon fill up the halls, wildlife will run through them. The metal won't shine forever, the lights won't stay on forever. But it's impressive nonetheless that we got to see it. And that is a wrap. I never thought that I'd do another video like this. I have a lot of personal narratives about the various multiplayer maps across the Halo games. Something I really do enjoy doing is just walking through them, not even playing, just looking and seeing what the artists place there. It's fun to dig through Halo's multiplayer maps and try to piece together stories from the environments. What are your favorite Halo multiplayer maps or subtle details on them? What would you like to see me do next? I'll leave you guys to it, and I'll see you guys on the next video.